This is probably going to be the most personal video I have ever posted. And I say that sometimes because I like to post when I'm having an aha. And I would love to hear all your ahas. But I've had some good ones lately. And I've been doing a lot of meditating, and I'm going to tell you some honest things. I don't even know how long this video is going to go. I don't have a script. I'm just going to talk and tell you what I recently identified for myself, which was just like yesterday, which has freed me up. And maybe it will somehow impact you and make a difference. So, as many of you know, and I'll just say this just a little bit, I've had a lot of eye issues. I've had 2 years of, most recently, of a lot of pain. I ended up having a cornea transplant, which many of you know. But prior to that, for almost 40 years, I have had eye issues. And I've gone through life in some ways during that 40 years like a rocket ship because there were things I couldn't see and I would go quick. Like if I went into a restaurant and there was a menu on the board, most of the time I couldn't see it. And if I was by myself, I would go quickly through the menu and see if there was anything that I could see, a word that would stand out. So I would know what I could order. And I'm gluten free, so that always presented a problem. And I have dealt like that for my whole life, or for those 40 years or longer. And so it speeded me up because I wouldn't take the time to even look at things because I knew I couldn't see them. So I would go through things. And I've been doing a lot of meditating on that, and I've come to some realizations. And one of the biggest ones, since I realized that I'm speeding up everything because that's how I have been. Plus, when you're on red alert, that you don't know if you're going to see something or if you can or how it's going to be, what mistakes you're going to make, because I made a lot of mistakes reading things, you tend to speed up and not take certain things seriously. So here's the thing. When I meditated yesterday and the day before, every time I'm meditating, what comes up is Marilyn, slow down, focus, slow down. So I'm taking that further. So being more mindful, right, in any given situation, just concentrating on what I can see. And so the line came. This is the line that I want to give you. There's a big line, and it was like very powerful, and I'm sure it can be powerful for everybody, as simple as it sounds. And it sounds so simply stupid, but it's so profound. And it's, I want to see what I can see. I don't know what that is. I don't know what I've missed, even. So it's like I'm a kid and I'm opening up to all these things and all the possibilities of what is out here. And so, in order to see what I can see, I need to slow down. So, I realize I need to slow down driving. Okay, don't worry about it. I'm not going to kill you on the road. But sometimes I go through things a little quicker, or maybe I don't look around at the trees and the buildings and the colors on things and the door colors and flowers. I don't sometimes slow down because I'm concentrating so much on driving and staying focused. Now I can take in more information, even. But in order to take in that information, I got to slow down. So it's kind of funny because in some ways I can go faster, but in other ways I shouldn't. So seeing what I can see opens up a door for me to the world. And I am so curious about everything. And when you talk about seeing, you talk about listening. And many of you know that listening is something that I am like you can't imagine because listening is one of our greatest, if not our greatest tool. It is the kingpin, it is the queen, it is the head of all of our senses. Listening is so important. It's not just what you hear with your ears, it is a sense. It is how you dissect things, how you understand the world around you, people, everything. We listen into stuff. We listen into emotion, our own, somebody else's, actions. reactions, everything that talks, that speaks, that shares something, there's something we can listen to. It's, I mean, color. I'm doing a special event next week at the museum here, and it's around the color red. So, what does it mean to study the color red emotionally or innovatively? What does that mean? It means you listen. How does it affect you when you pass by something that's the color red? How does it? What does it say to you? Is it saying this is angry? Is it saying this is spunky? What's it saying? So listening is so important. And listening with this concept of my eyes and I want to see what I can see also says that I want to see what I can listen to through my eyes. I want to listen to what I can see through my eyes. I want to listen to the world and take it in through my eyes because there's a lot of the world that I have not. And here's the other thing that comes up with this my mortality is another thing that I have been processing with this. I don't have all the answers, I'm just giving you my process. So I have turned 71 and it comes with some fear and some joy. And I realize, oh my goodness, I have spent 40 years of my 71 approximately with eyes that didn't always work. And I don't want to spend any more time of my time left not enjoying myself, not seeing what I can see. And that's very important to me. I do not want to go through another day of my next part of my life, my next chapters, missing something that I don't know that I'm missing or not missing. I want to know. I want to be aware. And when I think of my mortality, and many of you out there, I don't care what age you are, I don't think you should be thinking about your mortality, but I think you should surely think about how well you're living your life and how you're using it. Because I'll tell you what, it wasn't that long ago I was 20 and didn't think about being 71. But now that I'm 71, I want to make sure that the next part of my life is joyful, compassionate, loving, full of adventure, full of you, and full of all the things that I would like to do and not do the other things that I don't want to do. But approaching my mortality has also helped me clean up some stuff because in order to be clear and to be able to see what I want to see, I can't be cloudy with things that take my attention in not a good way. So there's all kinds of things that are popping up with this. I don't know all the results, but I can tell you one thing. I'm a happy woman and I didn't know at 6 months ago or 2 years ago or 6 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 or 30 or 40 that I would be sitting here with you right now as clear as I can from my eyes and in my heart to be able to speak this with you openly and to share some of my emotion with you because this has been emotional. I have cried. I have been angry. I had to get through a lot of that stuff to get to where I am right now. So I'm going to come back and share more aha moments or more of these revelations. But the idea for me to see what I can see is breathtaking. And maybe for you, it wasn't as hard maybe you didn't have something like that, but maybe it's something else. Maybe your hearing has been a little off and you can utilize more of your senses now to hear more of what you can hear. Maybe just by focusing on what you can hear, you're going to hear more, just like me. There are things I cannot read still. Doesn't matter, the print's too small. But I'm going to focus on the things that I can see, and I'm aware of the things that I can't. So maybe if for you it's your hearing, maybe if you open up your heart, you'll feel more than what you felt before. It doesn't have to have come from a disease or a sickness or an issue like I had, or other things that other people have. Maybe it's come from trauma. Maybe it's come from something else. Let's do all of our best to open up everything that we have and live the best life we can, whether we're 20, 40, 71, 90, my mother's 100. Let's just live the best we can. It's not going to be easy. It's not always easy. I mean, being birthed comes through a birth canal. That wasn't easy either. And as much as I love my children, and I do, and I wish I had 10 more, that wasn't easy giving birth. A lot of things are not easy. But okay. But when you get through some of this, and maybe we don't get through all of it, we get through some of it, life is much juicier. And I can tell you, based on what I've been through, and I've been through some struggles. I'm a happy person, but I've been through some struggles. I am glad I am where I am. So I'm going to end this now. I want to hear from you. Please comment, share away. Anything you say here can be handled. I can handle it. Doesn't matter what it is. I've already been through crazy shit. So whatever you want to comment about, fine. If you want to talk privately, fine. Whatever it is, just open up, share, and share your pains, share your joys, share everything. The more we can share, the more alike we find ourselves. Okay, I love you all. I look forward all the time to doing these videos. Sometimes they're little things, sometimes they're big ahas, but we're breaking free. And breaking free from things take chunks of a lesson and take little teeny little granules that you hardly sometimes pay attention to and realize its impact. However, the more awake we are, the more listening we do, the more of those little impacts we see, the more joyful we are, and the more we can share and talk and handle ourselves and life and everything else around us. So, bye.